a treat as we have our 6th grade and up youth presenting for us the sermon this morning. That's your cue.
Hello, my name is Rowan. I am not a 6th grade and up youth. I am the youth director of these awesome kiddos over here. One of our youth, Jeffrey, was not able to be here today, and so I'm going to be reading his part, but know that my words are coming from him. All right, here we go. Whenever I am walking through downtown Indianapolis, I pass a lot of people on the street who appear to be homeless and are asking for money. Whenever I see this, I give them what I have and continue on my way. But when I walk away, there is a sour feeling that lingers. I'm uncomfortable because it feels like I've only abated them a fraction of a percent of the money they really need. I leave feeling like I've done what I can, but that it isn't enough. People often say that I shouldn't be giving them money in the first place. I'm sure you've heard someone say, or maybe have said yourself, some version of, who knows what they're really spending it on. And we've been conditioned to think this way, to assume the worst of those who are asking for help. It's the easiest way to stay safe from people who take advantage of the kindness of others. But when I'm walking around with my parents and I know that I have their protection, I am able to think about something more important, them. When we assume the worst out of those who are asking for help, it infantilizes them. Money is an objectified agency. It's a form of freedom. Giving them a little bit of money gives them the ability to choose for themselves, even if it is only for a short amount of time. Even when I do this, though, it does not feel like enough. And what do I do when my parents aren't around? If I am alone and maybe worried about my own safety in those very rare cases where I could be taken advantage of, how can I support the people that I see downtown that are asking for help in a way that actually helps?
Over the last few weeks, we have been discussing the passage from Luke, which we read today. The first time we read it, we started with one line in particular chosen at random. The line was line 14. The line was, "But make up your mind not to worry beforehand how you will defend yourselves." We did a Lectio Divina practice with this line using the context of the passage. Lectio Divina is an old practice that was used by monks to develop a deeper spiritual understanding of the Bible. Through our practice, we came up with this question: how do we support others in the way Jesus supports us and in the way he supports the disciples in this passage?
Now, what does this have to do with homelessness or with helping those who are asking for help? Well, in reading today, Jesus explains to his disciples that they're going to experience a great deal of persecution, pain, and in some circumstances, death. But Jesus not only says, "Do not worry, because I am here for you," but he goes as far as to say, "Do not even worry about defending yourselves, because there is no point." He gives them permission to find peace right then and there, with the knowledge that a lot of bad and scary stuff is about to happen. We are obviously in a very different time and place now, but I think I speak for many of us when I say that the thought of helping strangers in very vulnerable situations is scary for many reasons. But the vulnerable strangers, in many cases, have been through so much worse and may need the kind of peace and support that is abundant in today's passage. If we can begin to feel that peace, maybe we can find courage to help others and find what they need too.
But what does that mean for me or for you right now, this week? We brainstormed this a little bit and came up with some ideas. Jeffrey says that he would like to find homeless shelters in the area and print maps so that he can be prepared to give them to people who might need them. My goal is a little different, but still an important step. I'm going to try to talk to people in my school who I've not talked to before. In the same way, we often see people asking for help on the street and assume we know them. I go to school with a lot of people that I've only seen one side of. I want to work on seeing more than just one side of a person, and then maybe I can apply that to strangers that I meet later on.
Something I am going to do is talk to people who support people that may be homeless. My dad is an educator and knows students who don't have homes. It doesn't take much for me to ask him if I could make them a treat or draw them something. That way I'm not only supporting those people, but also my dad. In the future, I think it will also be important for me, and maybe for all of us, to ask people what we can do or what they might need from us. Asking questions lets people know that we actually care, that we aren't coming out of a place of pity. And we can ask questions like this to all sorts of people. Maybe they're in my school, or my dad's work, or in your workplaces. Maybe you, like Jeffrey, will see them on the street asking for help, and will have the courage to ask them what you can do. Or maybe, like Nellie, you can ask some questions instead. Are you seeing all sides to a person? Do you know their story? Or are you quick to defend before jumping to support? If that's the case, you are not alone. Jesus warned the disciples about this for a reason. It is a lot easier to protect ourselves than to sacrifice something small to support others. But maybe there's something small that we can start off with this week. Maybe we can feel supported through Christ and can find the courage to offer our support to someone else. Amen.